guess that happened. Our little bartender has, in under 5 minutes, somehow ended up outside of the tavern and now just climbing around on bushes. And honestly, I'm going to leave him here. On to the plan for today. We're going to try and get a couple of these coastal buildings in. We're going to try and get the docks of this little village in. Judging by the fact that the lighthouse is in ruins, it's not too important, so it doesn't need to be anything too huge. I had the idea of having this building kind of be built on like a collapsed bridge right here. So that's what this little sticking out outline is. So if it sounds like I'm rambling about things only I can see, that's kind of because I am. We're also going to try not to get distracted too much by Mo, our new bartender. But first things first, I want to get all of these rickety wooden walkways that are basically going to form the upper level of our docks in, and then we'll kind of go from there, because from there you'll be able to kind of see the vision for this area. And I hope that these, red wool outlines will make a little bit more sense once some of them are filled in. Because this series is in fact based on letting you guys decide what I build, here's the comments that we are doing today. Honestly, these just scratch the surface of ideas you all gave me, so stay tuned if your idea hasn't been used yet, and if you're new, why not add yours to the pile of ideas I have to convert? And if you've sent an idea and I don't end up putting it into this particular project, don't worry, I'll keep it in mind, and you might just one day get credited for inspiring a different build entirely. This is definitely one of those cases where I'm going to ask you guys to trust the process a little bit, because it definitely does look a little bit weird with just this bridge in, but with it in, I think we can at least kind of understand the vision. Everything is a little bit jank, every step looks precarious, and there's not a safety rail in place, which is exactly how we want it. What I want to do next is this ruined bridge right here and actually tackle a little bit of this outline here. Basically kind of mirroring the way I built this tavern and lighthouse combo, where I start with the ruined stone and then build off of it. So let's get right into that. Just gonna steal the entire palette completely shamelessly. Alright, nicked block palette in hand, let's get to building. When building ruins, it's important to not just go in swinging. Things tend to collapse predictably. Areas that were stronger when intact, like corners, are still gonna be stronger now. As always, look to real life for inspiration and you'll be surprised how much your own builds can improve. Trick when you're... Jeez, my voice is terrible. A trick when you're doing complicated shapes, like, for example, a collapsing stone bridge, is to save your texturing for later. I'm just going to build this entire shape out of cobblestone to begin. We'll see how it goes, and we'll texture it once it's done. Good news about building ruined things is that they don't have to look very good. I feel like I've been saying this a lot this video, but trust the process, let's get to texturing this thing. With that, I am quite liking how this bridge has turned out. I think it looks so much better with it as an actual bridge and not just as a red outline. And it just makes the area make a little bit more sense. We'll probably, at some point in the future, kind of extend this and add the other half of this ruin on this side of the shore, but right now none of this is terraformed, and I still have plenty of room over here to fill in with ideas, so we'll see if it ever lasts that long, but hey, door's open over there. But I'm now getting distracted. Where is Mo? Where has Mo gone? How have you ended up over here? Why? Why? Why are you here, huh? Let's... Oh my god, wait, can you put leads on these guys? You can. We're going home. Keeping an eye on you. This is going to turn into a problem, isn't it? Don't you walk away from me. With our bartender back in place, I just finished up the foundations for these two buildings. And with that done, it's now on to framing. I'm going to be honest, I was suffering the entire time I had to do the diagonal section of that tavern. So what did I do? Of course, I make the very next building also diagonal. Because reasons, I guess? In an area as wonky as this is, you kind of have to have some diagonal buildings at some really strange angles, so you know what? We're going to learn along the way. think you can kind of begin to see where this is going, at least shape-wise. So let's get into filling the walls and adding some of the details. And then we're going to tackle the true nightmare of any diagonal build, the roof. I'm gonna be honest, that might have been the single least painful diagonal roof I've ever done. But moving on, you can see the structure behind me, largely done. Gonna do a little bit more texturing on this roof in a bit, probably connecting it up a little bit better. But the main thing I want to do right now is address these little ruined areas and why I made them the way I did. I have something in mind for this. We're gonna be eventually expanding this kind of wooden platform network downwards here to form a small set of docks, and what I wanted to do here was have the old flooring be sort of restored and have a crane sitting right here, just to continue that theme of the old ruins being turned functional, along with the new structures. So now we're going to do that. Alright, progress update. I've gotten this crane in. It's definitely meant to be kind of viewed from a perspective and not from the top down. I'm not sure I like it. We might change it, but for now I'll leave it. It's going to make a lot more sense once we have the lower level of the docks and it's actually picking up something. But for now, I want to get this little building here done. Do I have a plan for what it's going to be? No, not at all. I'm thinking maybe like a little fishing hut. We'll see. We're going to work it out. Let's just get building. With this little fishing hut done at this point, I'm really liking how this upper area of the riverside is starting to come together, and I think the next step is to take these rickety walkways, these docks, and extend them downwards to meet the actual river so we have a spot for boats potentially in the future. With these walkways and docks now all in place, I think it's time for some final details and kind of getting that path in finally, and I think we're just about done. With all of those details put in, I think that is all we have time for today. And honestly, I'm already loving this area so much more. Thank you for all the ideas. Thank you for all the support. I kind of glossed over it at the start. We hit 100 subscribers. I was trying to do that by the end of the summer. You guys accomplished it before the end of June. Thank you so very much. And I will see you in the next one.